Hi, this is Dr. Nick. I'm the Incrementalist, and I'm here to talk about the incremental steps that you can get and the importance of accelerating those incremental steps and how I can help you through that acceleration process. Let's talk about the current crisis and what's happened and what we're seeing just in terms of meetings. Think about the existing in-person meetings. What did we do when we required everybody to start working from home unusually and change those meetings to this new remote setting, these virtual meetings? Well, everybody jumped onto the virtual setting. We had video settings, and what do? We just replicate the existing process. That's a problem because it doesn't apply. It was one of the things that we learned with the electronic medical record when we implemented it. What did we do? We took the paper record and we just implemented it as an electronic medical record. Of course, that was not the brightest thing we could have done, and we really needed to innovate and transform it. We're still working through that. So one of the things that I've learned focusing on incremental steps is that you can accelerate that process, but people need to step through each of those stages. So we have to replicate. We can do that initially, but you need to innovate and innovate quickly. So your first innovation step from a meeting standpoint is turn off those alerts. Find yourself a location that is conducive to these online meetings. And here's my guidance. Make sure they're video meetings because you get much more interaction. It's important to try and replace some of that social engagement that we have in the in-person setting that we're all missing at this point. And the other benefit of this, so there's a silver lining to everything that happens. I know that's hard to imagine at this point, but I believe there's always an end or the other side of things, like a river that's flowing through. Everything passes us. And the benefit from a meeting standpoint is you can shorten them. Now that you've got this engagement, looking at people on screens, you've suddenly got much more focus and attention. And if you have it as a video meeting, you've got the opportunity to really get through all of the production, the discussion points, whatever the purpose of the meeting is. So one of the side benefits is you can shorten that time from a production standpoint. So an hour-long meeting could become 30 minutes. It could even become 20 minutes. You can be really focused in this interaction. You've obviously got to think about the video setting, make sure there are no distractions, but that's a benefit for everybody because it leaves them more time to do some of the things that are important. Now, as far as my predictions, I predict that we're going to see an increase in learning. That's good news, but how do you apply that? So the thinking here is think about it from an incremental standpoint. What can I add to my portfolio of skills and techniques that will deliver value into my business and my working environment? The other prediction I have is that we're going to get this online meeting fatigue. It's going to happen really quickly. It's a function of the fact that this is not real. We're missing the social touch and interaction. And for human beings, the most addictive thing, or the thing that we're most addicted to, is social interaction. So anything that removes that is going to cause problems. And I predict that we're going to see a number of mental health problems. And as a workplace and an environment, we need to account for that. So my guidance or my step for you is don't make these meetings all business meetings. Find an opportunity to create a social meeting, even if it's virtual. We're seeing some of that in certain places. It's certainly something that's important for me. You've got to establish that to reduce the negative effects that we see of these virtual meetings that have a lack of the sort of social touch and interaction that is essential to human beings. And then finally, you've got to think about your customers. Your customers, you have to meet them where they are. They're no longer in person or in environments that you would expect to find them. So you have to step through those natural steps that are important to get you to engage with your customers in this new environment. Something that I've been doing for a long time. It's part of the work that I've been doing in incremental healthcare, and that's something that I can help you with. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you step through this process, or how I can step you through this process to make your meetings more effective, to make your engagement with customers and meet them where they are, please reach out, find me. Otherwise, I'll talk to you with some more steps and some more tips based on some of the new changes in thinking, and thinking about this as to how you can step through it with these small incremental steps, but do so quickly. I'm Dr. Nick. I'm the Incrementalist.